This is the old City of Montague dump site. There's about 10,000 cubic yards of dump material that were taken out of here, and the intent is to restore this for future habitat use.
At the dump site, we're planting native species to improve the quality of the watershed, which will improve the quality of White Lake and Lake Michigan.
I teach world geography, so we can study our watershed, and then when I go in and talk to them about watersheds around the world, they can compare how we use our watershed to watersheds in India or Africa or any place else. So they get to see how their little tiny world here connects to the whole world. So it's great for me in the social studies classroom.
Project-based learning is cross-curricular. The English language arts students later after our outing today will either do an essay or a poem. In math, we'll use what we find today at the biological station and work on proportions with the species that we find. And in science, it's just all about the watershed and the species. It's been great.
I think it's important to get the kids out here because this is their environment. It's their home, The most important thing in our community is White River and White Lake. So for the kids to get a chance to come out and actually do exciting things that make a difference in their community is a wonderful thing.
GLSI has worked with us to provide the learning opportunity. They've given us ideas, they've given us funding so that we could bring in experts in different areas and to coordinate everything with the students today.
Here's the phosphorus that's run off from the soccer field. This is obviously pollutant.
So it's actually going to be kind of toxic to life in here. Also, it's going to absorb a lot of sunlight, which is going to heat up the water, causing bacteria to thrive.
There's lots of different ways to assess student learning. It doesn't always involve pencil and paper. It involves, in this classroom, bringing students out to the stream, assessing after they've done a test. Like I had kids report pHs of 6.5. Asking them, why did you get a 6.5? Well, Miss B, maybe the water's really warm and we have lots of bacteria blowing out CO2, making carbonic acid. Perfect. Maybe there's acid rain and there's no buffer here in this stream. That's an assessment, and it's every bit as valid as a pencil on paper assessment.
When we first started the ecology class at the beginning of the trimester, it was starting with notes and books and PowerPoints, and I thought it was going to be really boring. But then once we started doing hands-on things with test tubes and the stream and charts, it became more real life. And it wasn't just something I was learning, it was something I was actually doing and helping to help our environment.
What I've learned in here about the way that streams and environments work is I've been able to use because I've got a pond at my house and it hooks up to my neighbor's, and he was putting stuff in there that supposedly helps out the pond, but after taking this class I found out what it does and it actually doesn't, so we got him to stop.
I have a stream that runs through my backyard, and my mother's been using fertilizers that are rich in phosphates and nitrates, and I learned that we actually don't need that because here in Michigan we have high phosphate and nitrate rich soil, so we actually didn't need to use phosphate and nitrate fertilizers.
What I want you to do today is to go through, lay out the plugs and the plants based on the arrangements that you've already completed with your kidney bean shaped design, so the homeowners know how the plants should be laid out, how the taller ones are towards the back, the smaller ones are together, and how they should be clumped together by specific native species.
I've learned that native plants are a lot better for the environment itself than invasive species, in that we will do our best to make an impact on the environment by planting these native species to overpower the invasive.
And with this project, if we know that those people are going to be successful, they're probably going to want to plant this more and more and incorporate more natives into their landscape.
It's hard to picture everything, but when you're doing it hands-on, you see it, you feel it, you use all your senses, and it's just a lot better to learn that way.